Niners fans, it's about that time. Starting a little bit before noon today, but I mean, the mission is accomplished. Everyone, I'm sure, if you're part of the faithful, you were concerned about Fred Warner. When are we going to sign Fred Warner? When are we going to sign Fred Warner? And we finally signed Fred Warner a week before training camp. I think it's the perfect time. And Fred Warner, if you're just hearing the news, Fred Warner has re-signed with the San Francisco 49ers, 5 years, $95 million. He's got a guaranteed of $40 million. Clearly, Fred Warner has established himself as one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL, worth every penny. Excellent draft pick. Fred Warner was coming out of BYU in the third round. Obviously, if the NFL draft restarted in 2018, Fred Warner would be a top 5 pick, no doubt. And I'm glad Fred Warner will be with the 49ers for years to come. I believe up until 2027, unless the contract gets restructured. And shout out to everyone watching on that good old Spotlight Sports Network. Shout out to everyone watching on Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. Appreciate everyone leaving a thumbs up for the video. Make sure I appreciate everyone commenting as well. And I just had to hear the faithful, the Niner Empire. Just had to see how you guys felt about this massive contract extension, making Fred Warner the highest paid middle linebacker in the NFL. That's amazing. And this show is nothing without the fans. And let's get into these comments. Let's see. Redder, first comment of the day. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, Redder. He says Fred Warner deserves every penny. That's the fact. Jack, thanks for coming through, Redder. Redder says Steelers signed former defensive end for Chargers, Melvin Ingram, to improve the D-line. Yep. I think that was a good signing for you guys, man. I think Melvin Ingram should be a solid, 1-year stopgap player for the Steelers. Crank Show legend. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. First time I've seen you on. Appreciate you coming through. Of course, we talking about the Niner Empire. Let's see. CG Ruthless. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, CG. What you think, man? Fred Warner. He'll be in the red and gold for years to come, man. I'm pumped as well, man. Definitely pumped. Luke Luna. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Luke. Fred Warner is going to average about $19 million per year on this 5-year contract. Definitely well deserved. I think we have two of the best linebackers in the NFL, and I can't wait. Nobody, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Yeah, it's 5 years, $95 million. He's getting $40 million guaranteed, and the contract will hit the Niners salary cap in the 2022 season, so next year. Thanks for coming through to the stream, man. Luke Luna says Warner brings this backfield stability and leadership, and he's earned every penny. I totally agree. No doubt. He is the best defensive player on our team. He wears the green dot on his helmet. For those that don't know, that means he's receiving the defensive call from D'Amico Ryans, and he's communicating that to the defense, to his teammates. So Fred Warner, we know, is very vital to the 49ers as a team. And then also he's the leader of the defense. He's the quarterback of the defense. And it's amazing. Amazing. I'm glad that we re-signed him. Crank Show Legend says, I watch Key in the Building a lot. Yeah, Key in the Building. Shout out to Key in the Building. If you like Philly sports, check out Key in the Building on that good old Spotlight Sports Network. She talks about the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers. So check out Key in the Building for all your Philly sports needs. I appreciate you coming through, Redder. Thanks for coming in. Chopping it up with Jay in the Bay. Jay Mouse, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Great news. I heard about the news. Like, I think I saw it first on another YouTuber. Another YouTuber made it, and I was like, "What?" I hadn't even heard about it, so I googled it, and yeah, Fred Warner signed the contract, and this is definitely great news. Great news to get Fred Warner signed, before the training camp, and I think this is like Christmas morning. Christmas morning for 49er fans and 49er management for sure. Jay says, I thought you were going on a live stream talking about Mostert. Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, the plan was to talk about Raheem Mostert, but I think I'm going to push that back to tomorrow because I had made that thumbnail talking about Mostert before I heard about Fred Warner. So clearly, Fred Warner is the pressing news, and I had to talk about this sooner. But Jay, I rescheduled that Raheem Mostert video for tomorrow. So hopefully you can tune in then tomorrow and hear my thoughts about Raheem Mostert. Darsh TV, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Darsh. What you think about that Fred Warner deal, man? Let me know in them comments. JDW Sports Talk Show, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. And he brings up a great point because, and he says, dang, dude, I really wanted Leonard to reset that market. And I think Leonard will get more than Fred Warner. I think so. If you look at the stats of Leonard Floyd or excuse me, not Leonard Floyd, Darius Leonard. If you look up the stats between Darius Leonard and Fred Warner, Darius Leonard has better stats in the linebacker categories. And I'm glad from a 49er perspective that we signed Fred Warner prior to Darius Leonard, because I think Darius Leonard, he might get a little bit more than 19 million. We'll see. He could get 20 mil per year, but yeah, I'm glad we re-signed Fred Warner prior to the Colts signing Darius Leonard, because Darius Leonard is also up for a contract extension. And I appreciate you, JDW, for coming through to the stream, man. Let's see. Jay says, no way we were going to let him be a free agent next year. No way. Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm sure, it's clear that Fred Warner is, one of the pillars of the 49ers organization. It's quite clear that he is, the best player on defense. Arguably, some say Bosa, but he definitely is the leader on defense. He's the quarterback of the defense, Fred Warner. And yeah, there is no doubt. There's no doubt. I don't think the Niners would have let Fred Warner become a free agent. No way. Just like same thing with Kittle. We re-signed Kittle, I believe it was like a week before the season started. So great move by John Lynch, Parag Marate. Excellent move. Let's see. JDW says, nonetheless, he really deserves it. Love Fred Warner. I totally agree. Yeah, he definitely deserves every penny. He's quickly established himself as the best middle linebacker in the NFL. Some still say Bobby Wagner. Some say the young gun out in Tampa Bay. But, I say Fred Warner is the best. But obviously, it's not by a wide margin, but he's definitely at the top. And some would say he's top 3. I respect your opinion, but for me, in my book, Fred Warner's number 1. Ronzi Nation, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How you doing today on this Wednesday? I just wanted to come in real quick, talk about, Fred Warner and the 49ers. And this is like Christmas morning for 49er fans all over the world. Let's see. Life Sports Network, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. He says, I got to get you an overlay, brother. I'm proud of you, my guy. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jay in the Bay. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming through to the stream. Let's see. JDW says, I don't blame them at J Mouse. Okay. Jay says, let's get to some topics. Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and talk about the Fred Warner contract extension. The Raheem Mostert, I was going to leave that for tomorrow. But I just wanted to hear the faithful. I just want to hear the Niner Empire react to Fred Warner. That's the big news. Yeah, Luke. Yeah. I decided to reschedule the Raheem Mostert video. I'm gonna do that video tomorrow. I just wanted to hear the fans react to to the uh the Fred Warner contract extension. Let's see. Let's see. JDW says yes, he is a Colts fan. He says JDW says the stats don't mean much. As far as like contract negotiations, I think they do. I mean, um, I'm sure Darius Leonard's representation would say, our stats are better than Fred Warner, therefore, we should get paid more than Fred Warner. I'm sure they would mention that, and I know Darius Leonard's representation is happy that Fred Warner signed. I'm sure because they're going to ask for more money, man. Jay says Fred Warner and Leonard are the best linebackers in the NFL. Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. ADW says, of course, dude, I finally was able to catch one. I always see you commenting on my videos. Thank you so much for your support, dog. Means so much. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Keep putting out that good content, man. And I appreciate you for checking out Jay in the Bay. Let's see. JDW says he agrees that Fred Warner and Darius Leonard are basically like 1A and 1B. Yeah. And I think a lot of fans would say they're at least in the top 5, I would say. Because I know, Bobby Wagner is still pretty good. He's on the back nine of his career, but Bobby Wagner is still a pretty good linebacker. And then also you got the young gun out in Tampa Bay, the middle linebacker as well. His name is escaping me right now. Darsh TV says, to be honest, I don't think he should have gotten that much money, but I'm not bothered by it. I dig it. I mean, he's getting paid for, what he's done so far, and also his potential capabilities in the future. And I don't think he would settle for anything less because I think he would get this similar contract on the open market. So I think the Niners did a good job. They rewarded a player who's performed really well, and I think he's well deserved of it. Jay says, you got Buckner. I still can't believe we traded Buckner to you guys. Yeah. It seems like, the Niners did not want to give up, or I should say they did not want to pay Buckner, that 21 million I think he's getting right now a year from the Colts. The Niners didn't want to pay that. Also, the Niners felt like, hey, we can give Armstead 5 million less, and Armstead would have similar production. And we'll see about that with Armstead. We'll see. I'm rooting for Armstead, but I think Armstead and Buckner are just two different players. And obviously expectations are high for Kinlaw, that's for sure. So we'll see. Luke says Warner is the best linebacker in football, so an argument can be made that Leonard shouldn't be paid any more than Warner. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens because usually when you have two players that are very similar as far as in production, and if one player signs first, similar to, you guys remember when the Packers they re-signed their left tackle, I think it was David Bakhtiari. He got a massive contract extension, and then Trent Williams signed. I don't know if it was days or weeks later, and Trent Williams got like a penny more or something like that. Like agents and players, they always want to say, I'm the highest paid linebacker. Like they always want to say that. And obviously, Fred Warner, most likely he won't be the highest paid for too long because Darius Leonard is going to get signed, and I can almost guarantee Darius Leonard is going to make a little bit more than Fred Warner. But they're two players who are excellent in their own right. And the Niners and Colts meet this year. So the Niners and Colts meet this year. I think it's going to be a Sunday night football game, prime time. And I can't wait for that game. DeForest Buckner will be back in the Bay Area. Darius Leonard, he's obviously, we've talked about him. He's an excellent linebacker. He's going to be a problem. And that's going to be a hell of a game in front of the world. And I can't wait. Damian Lee, what's good? He says from Arlington, Texas. How you doing out there in Texas, man? How you doing out there? on a Wednesday. I bet it's hot. I bet it's really hot up in Texas right now, right? I bet. But thanks for tuning in to the stream, Damien. Crazy Juice, what's good? He says bringing back Fred Warner is just too sweet. Yeah, it is, man. It is, and it's like a Christmas morning when you're a kid. You've been waiting all month, all year, for this day, and this day has finally come to fruition. And yeah, it's an incredible day for Fred Warner family, the 49ers organization. I think it proves that they reward players who, perform. And there's no doubt, since being drafted out of BYU in 2018, Fred Warner has quickly established himself, in my opinion, as the best middle linebacker in the NFL. And I'm glad he will be in red and gold for years to come. Let's see. JDW says, I absolutely love Buckner. Buckner has completely changed the Colts defense. Yeah, man, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. Since the Niners drafted him out of Oregon, he established himself as one of the better defensive linemen in the NFL. And unfortunately, in a salary cap sport, you can't re-sign all your guys. You just can't. So you have to pick and choose. And unfortunately, Buckner was basically one who got away. Buckner was one player who got away. It's unfortunate, but I hope the best for Buckner and his future with the Indianapolis Colts. And obviously, I want to see Buckner do well against the Niners, but obviously, I want us to win the game. So, but if Buckner has a good game, and that will be an excellent test for our offensive linemen, for our interior, because Buckner's going to line up inside, obviously. And he's going to be lining up. He could line up over center against Mack. He can line up over Lincoln Tomlinson on the left side, or he can line up against either Brunskill or Aaron Banks on the right guard. So, yeah, I want to see Buckner go up against our offensive lineman. I think that'd be a great test for them. They would definitely be challenged. That's for sure. JDW says, hey, man, was also wondering we might have to get on a live with each other and predict the Colts and Niners game. I'm definitely down for that, JDW. Definitely down for that. It's going to be on a Sunday night in front of the world, prime time. And I can't wait for that game. And the Niners will be coming off of a bye week. The Niners will be well rested. The players will be well rested, refreshed, ready to go play in front of the world. And, the Niners coaching staff will have extra time to prepare for the Indianapolis Colts. So, yeah, I'm definitely prepared for that game. It's funny. The Colts have Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz with the Eagles, he beat us last year. So, I'm sure he feels good about that. He can hang his hat on that. But, we're a different team this year. And I feel like our biggest opponent is staying healthy. So if we're healthy, I think we're good. But yeah, we definitely got to link up JDW, do a prediction game with the Colts and Niners. I'm definitely down for that. Jay says, Damian Lee, I hope you're doing well with the Poop Boys fans. Let's see. Damian says, man, I work down the street from that crappy stadium. And JDW says, I freaking bet. All right. Jay says, I want Buckner to come back to the red and gold. Oh man, yeah, it's nice to dream, right? We could definitely dream about that. But hopefully, I don't know if it's probably asking too much for Kinlaw to be similar to Buck, but if Kinlaw can be a productive player, I think that's all we can really ask for. Buckner was, like an all-pro defensive lineman. And that would be amazing if Kinlaw could get to that level, but we'll see. I guess that's what we can hope for, but Kinlaw should definitely have a bounce back year. His first year, his rookie year, he didn't have training camp. He didn't have mini camp, no standard off season, no preseason. And Kinlaw should have all of that this year. So Kinlaw should definitely excel this year for sure. Let's see. JDW says in response to Jay, he says, I think he looks just fine in the blue and white. LOL. That's funny. Oh, man. Jay says at JDW, I don't really call on you. You should join Jay and the Bay and make predictions. I can bet. Nah, exactly. I think we'll definitely get together for sure. Jay says in response to JDW, red and gold looks better on Buckner, but you got one of our players. Congrats. LOL. JDW says, how did Kinlaw perform last year? I think Kinlaw performed as best he could in the situation. He was at a disadvantage last year being a rookie coming into the league. And, it wasn't a standard off season. Like I said before, there's no mini camp, no training camp, no preseason. And I think Kinlaw played as best as he could. And, Kinlaw has big shoes to fill. We drafted Kinlaw to replace Buckner. So we're definitely going to judge Kinlaw almost unfairly to the point where he's going to be judged comparingly to Buckner, which is kind of unfair. But, this is professional sports. And, Buckner was traded, got a first round pick, got Indianapolis first round pick. And with that pick, we took Kinlaw. So we're always going to judge Kinlaw and Buckner, but I think Buckner should be better. I think Kinlaw should be better this year because of the offseason training. He'll be able to play in a few preseason games, and and he's a sophomore in the league this year, so I think he should be better. JDW says Buckner was a player that I always wanted, and you got him. Yeah, because if you have a good D line, it pretty much sets up the defense for success. Jay says not too well, but I think he can bounce back. So he feels like Kinlaw didn't play well. It all depends on our expectations. I'm not really expecting Kinlaw to have like a double-digit sack season. Like if he does do that, that's incredible. But I want Kinlaw to take on double teams. I want him to be excellent in the running game. But yeah, if he can get, if he gets 6 to 8 sacks, that would be excellent. That would be a hell of a year for Kinlaw. But I just want him to be a force in the middle of that defense, be stout against the run, take on double teams. And that's what I want to see from Kinlaw. Let's see. John, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, Fred Warner, the highest paid middle linebacker. Trent Williams, highest paid middle linebacker. Hey, there's Trent Williams, highest paid left tackle. There's a trend here. George Kittle, highest paid tight end. How's our cap looking, especially with Bosa entering his final rookie year? Well, the cap is good. Fred Warner's contract doesn't go into effect until the year 2022. And contracts, it's all funny money. The salary cap will go up next year. I believe right now it is at 182, and next year it's projected to go at least to 208 million. So the salary cap goes up. What is that? That's almost $30 million. The salary cap goes up. Jimmy G's contract most likely will be off the books, so we'll be able to save about 26 million. So we should be doing pretty good as far as our cap. I'm trying to think of any other like massive contract extensions we should be expecting. I think let's see. Yeah, I think Nick Bosa. Let's look at Nick Bosa. Let's see when is he scheduled? Because contracts can always get renegotiated. Cap figures, yearly figures can get renegotiated. Money can be, transferred into a signing bonus, and that'll take money off the cap. So there's a lot of ways contracts can be restructured to provide cap relief. And we got Parag Marate. He's one of the best cap gurus in the NFL, and he always creates excellent team-friendly contracts. But speaking of Nick Bosa's contract, let's see, it's pulling up right now. Let's see. Come on. Looking up Nick Bosa's contract, he signed a 4-year, $33 million deal. And looks like I believe this will be Nick Bosa's 3rd year, I believe. Let me double check. I will get to that. Let's see. Luke says Kinlaw was a rookie and not expected to play as good as Buckner. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I don't think anyone thought that Kinlaw would come in year one and dominate. I wasn't expecting that. I don't think those were realistic expectations, especially without the NFL offseason. I don't think anyone was really expecting that. And in regards to Nick Bosa's contract, next year will be his final rookie year. So most likely, he will be extended next year. If he balls out this year, if he balls out this year, stays healthy for a lot of the games, I think Bosa most likely will get an extension in 2022. But since he is a first round pick, the Niners do have a fifth year contract option, which would basically pay him top 5 edge rushers in the league, like an average of the top 5. So technically, the Niners have control over Bosa until 2023, and it's crazy. Nick Bosa. It's interesting. He says he's already 28 years old. Nick Bosa, is that right? I'm looking on Spot Track right now. It says he's 28 years old. And it says his first year he was 26. Is that right? That seems kind of old for Nick Bosa, but that's what it says. Let's see. Nick Bosa. So he's going to be already like 29, 30 when he signs his next deal. Yeah, that's incorrect. Yeah, it says he's 23. I don't know why Spot Track has that. That's weird. Yeah, Spot Track had him being almost already 30. I knew that didn't sound right. But yeah, Nick Bosa, he's 23 years old. And he's going to sign his contract extension most likely next year. But the Niners have a 5th-year contract option for him. So technically, they don't have to extend Nick Bosa at least for the next 2 years. But we'll see how Nick Bosa plays. We'll see how, because he may, if he balls out again and he stays healthy, then we'll have a lot of players making a lot of money. Fred Warner, Trent Williams, George Kittle, and then Nick Bosa. But we can do all that, John. We can do all that because the quarterback's not making a lot of money. So since Jimmy G's contract will be off the books, Trey Lance is making a rookie salary. We can afford to pay Fred Warner, Trent Williams, George Kittle, and Nick Bosa. So I think we're looking good. Let's see. Jay says you and JD should do a live stream and talk about 49ers and Colts football. Yeah, we'll definitely do that, Jay. During the season, I can definitely see us doing that. But let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. Damien says, I lost my quarantine weight. Hey, that's great, Damien. I'm still working on it, man. JD says, I got so lucky. I loved Xavier and Buckner for the longest of times. Yeah, 2 excellent players, man. Jay says, you wanted Trent to come to Colts, but you did not trade him. Just saying. JDW says, but yeah, I get that. I didn't think that Kinlaw would have been as good as Buckner year 1. Yeah, I think that would have been, way too high expectations. Yeah. Baker, man, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, Fred Warner deserves this. That's right. Every penny. JDW says, I really like your energy. Yeah, man. I use this. This is like an outlet for me, man. Like it's, I love talking about football. I love talking about the red and gold, the Niner Empire. And I love to converse, with the fans. And this is one of my passions. So I love talking about my Niners, man. And I can't wait till the season starts. The season can't get here any sooner. Luke Luna says, it's looking okay in response to John's question about the salary cap because we're signing all these players. So Luke Luna says it's looking okay, especially with the new TV deal and cap going to be raised. And when we have the pieces we need and are glad to have, we aren't regretting a thing. Nah, exactly. I mean, we signed the guys to massive contracts because they're pillars of the organization. Fred Warner, quarterback of the defense, Trent Williams, best left tackle in the league. He's protecting Jimmy G's and then in the future, Trey Lance's blind side. Nick Bosa, one of the best edge rushers. And I think we could talk about Nick Bosa extension now, but I mean, let's wait. We could just wait until the end of next year and we'll see how he performs this year. He's got to have a bounce back season. He's got to stay healthy, and then we'll go from there. And it's great that Trey Lance is in a rookie year deal. So now we can basically kind of like how the Seahawks did with Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson was drafted, he was starting. They were able to pay a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. And then as soon as Russell Wilson got that big contract extension, they had to start letting guys go. So now we're kind of in that Seattle Seahawks where we got a rookie quarterback, and now we can sign other guys, Kittle, Fred Warner, Trent Williams. So I think we're looking good. JDW says he definitely deserves that. JDW says 60 away from 1K. I know, man. It's a crazy journey. I started YouTube August of last year, of course, with 0 subscribers, just like everyone else. And it's definitely been a journey. It's been a grind, but I love doing it. And this is only the beginning. That's like Luke says, at John, your team will be happy to pay them the same, but you don't have the option. Now, I believe John is a 49ers fan, so I think he's in the same boat, I believe. Let's see. Jay says the greatest trade in 49er history, trading for Big Trent. We only needed to give up a fifth and a third round pick. Yeah, that was a steal. Looking back at it, and I'm glad we were able to retain Trent Williams because it got kind of hairy. Because I heard that the Chiefs were interested in getting Trent, and I'm glad that we were able to back up the Brinks truck for the big silver back, and we got Trent Williams, for years to come. Hood Scratcher Lady, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. How you doing, Hood Scratcher Lady, on this Wednesday? Thanks for coming into the stream. Keep doing what you're doing. Jay says it was Trent Williams' birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, Big Trent. Yeah, I saw that on IG. Yeah, so happy birthday, Big Trent Williams. Niner Faithful, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, All Pro Fred finally got the bag. Yep. And like I said, it's like Christmas morning, man. Like Christmas morning. You've been waiting for this day, and I'm so glad it has come to fruition. Let's see. JDW says, really enjoying the live. I like how you guys keep it respectful. Exactly. Yep. That's how we do it over here on J in the Bay. Damian Lee says, my Patrick Willis red jersey came yesterday. I had a shirt made that I wear around Cowboys fans asking when was the last time you were in the Super Bowl. You got to upload that on your avatar, Damian. You should upload that new red Patrick Willis jersey. Put that on your avatar so we can see it, man. Let's see. JDW says, yeah, we would have drafted Kinlaw if we didn't trade that first for Buck. Yeah, because it definitely looked like you guys needed a big interior defensive lineman. So ABM Sports Fanatic, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. How you doing, JB? Man, that was a hell of a night last night. The Bucks won their first championship since the 70s. Happy for Giannis and the Bucks organization. I know you were covering the NBA Finals, doing an excellent job. And now we just looking forward to the football season. So let's get it. Let's see. JDW says that Sunday night game might be the game of North Dakota State quarterbacks. That's a very good point. That's a very good point, man, because obviously Carson Wentz went to North Dakota State. Trey went to North Dakota State. But we'll see, man. If I had my druthers, Jimmy G would start the whole season. And as long as Jimmy G is healthy, he's playing well, he's not turning over the ball, and the team is winning, I think Jimmy G should start. I think so. I don't think if Jimmy and the Niners are winning, playing well, why would you put in Trey Lance? I just don't get it. But we'll see what Shanahan does. Whatever Shanahan decides to do, I'm behind Kyle Shanahan. I trust my head coach. So if that's a decision he would make, then I'm behind it because he would feel that Trey Lance gives the Niners a better chance to win. Then I respect it, So, but I'm definitely looking forward to that Sunday night matchup. Like Niner Faithful says, facts. Carson versus Trey. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. Corey Davis, what's good? And it is a beautiful, very happy hump day. One of the best hump days so far. Corey Davis says, "Happy hump day," and I hope you all are having a wonderful Wednesday. And yes, good news. We signed Fred Warner, 5-year deal, $95 million. Go Niners. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. It was a pleasant surprise because I know there were rumors a few weeks ago that the Niners were planning on signing Fred Warner uh, prior to training camp or around training camp, and it turned out it was 5 days before training camp. So very happy, great news. Jay, in response to JDW, says, "I don't know how Carson Wentz will play. Uh, will play well. He might do well because he reunited with Frank Wright. Frank Wright was the Eagles OC. Also, he made Carson Wentz into an MVP candidate in 2017. That is very true, but I mean that was 4 years ago when Carson Wentz was playing at his best. I think Carson Wentz should do well. I guess I wouldn't be surprised because it seemed like he, lost his confidence in Philly. It seemed like he lost confidence in the coaching staff in Philly as well. So maybe going to the Colts, a team that traded for him, a team that wants him. Also, the familiarity with Frank Wright, as Jay just mentioned, maybe that will give a boost of confidence to Carson Wentz, and maybe he'll play better. Everyone wants to be wanted, right? No one wants to be somewhere where they're not wanted or they're not trusted, or So maybe this will be maybe this will work wonders for Carson Wentz's career with the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe he'll be able to turn his career around. Let's see. JDW says it's going to be difficult for Carson to be as bad as he was with Philly. The Colts have a much better, well-run system and a much better supporting cast. He doesn't need to be Superman. Now, that's very true. I think the weapons on the offensive side of the ball in Indy are better than they were in Philly. Philly, for some reason, they can't draft a wide receiver. They have an issue with that. They weren't able to have a consistent running game. So, yeah. I think the Colts in that AFC South, they'll probably be competing with the Tennessee Titans for the best record in that division. I can see that. ADW says same here, and it shows, dude. Okay. Redder says, "What's up? He's back. What's good?" Let's see. The Redder says, "What if the 49ers sign cornerback Steven Nelson?" That I would like that signing. I would be surprised though, because the Niners have made investments in the draft. We drafted 2 corners, a safety, and I think our 3 starting corners are pretty much set with Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett, K'Wan Williams. So I would be surprised if we brought on a veteran corner and Steven Nelson, but I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all. More talent, I'm always down. And I see Steven Nelson says, or Redder says Steven Nelson is a former Steeler. Yep. Jay says we need cornerback depth, so that could be an option. Yeah, especially if one of our starting corners gets hurt, that's going to put one of the rookies probably in the game to start, and that could be a great thing, or it could be a bad thing. So, yeah, more veteran experience. I don't mind that at all. Luke says, "Oh, I thought John said, how's your cap looking? Not our my bad." Yeah. John, I believe John, yeah, he's a 49er fan. And yeah, he's just looking out for the cap. But I think we should be good. Like, and as you mentioned, Luke, with the TV deal, the cap's going to increase next year, I believe. Right now it's at 182, and it should increase to, I think, at least another $30 million. So we should be good. And with Jimmy G's contracts off the books next year, so yeah, we should be good. ADW says, "How do you feel about how much you guys signed Trent for and how long, especially since he has injury concerns?" Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. Trent Williams, he's not he's not 25 years old anymore. But I think we had to do what we had to do to sign Trent Williams. He is, how old is Trent? Let's see. He signed a 6-year, $138 million deal. Trent is 33 years old, but he's not playing a skill position. He's not a running back, obviously. Obviously, we wouldn't sign a running back, obviously, at 33 years old to this type of contract. Trent, left tackles play, a lot of years in the league, up there in age. They play into their mid to late 30s, so that's not a problem. And Trent, he's one of the best left tackles in the NFL. I think there's no doubt about that. I'm looking at his contract right now. And I think it's a reasonable contract. He'll be with the Niners until he's 38, potentially. If the contract lasts up until 2026, that's when he's 38 years old. I would be surprised by that. Trent playing left tackle at 38 years old, it could happen. Hey, Trent can do it. He puts his mind to it, and he can still be productive. But contracts can get restructured. And his cap hit this year is only $8 million. His cap hit in 2022 is only $14 million. So that's pretty good. His cap hit in 2023, that's when it gets up to $26 million. But I would be surprised if the Niners don't restructure by then and maybe push some of that money down the line or give him more money up front in the signing bonus. But shout out to Parag Marate, John Lynch. Parag Marate specifically, he structures the contracts. He does an excellent job because Trent Williams' cap hit is manageable. It's $8 million this year, $14 million next year, $26 million in 2023. That's when it really gets high. But I wouldn't be surprised if that contract is restructured by then to get that cap hit, back down to like 14 or 15 million. So I like the deal. JDW. Jay says Pat Willis was a Cowboys fan. Okay. Well, you're free to like whoever you want. No worries. Looks like Redder says we want Steelers versus Niners. Yeah, I think the last time the Steelers played the Niners, I think that was in 2019. Yeah, in our Super Bowl year. Jay says Trent Williams is going to Canton. He's the best left tackle in football. I think he's going to stay healthy. Exactly. Yeah, I think he should stay healthy. And then there's no doubt he's one of the best, if not the best left tackle in the NFL for sure. JDW says, I think Shanahan is so underappreciated. Well, I mean, he's on his second contract with the Niners. He's had one winning season since he's been here. Those are just the facts. But no, I don't think he's underappreciated. I think he's very appreciated. I think he's a hell of a coach. He's one of the best play designers, one of the best play callers in the NFL. But most coaches, they don't win if they don't have their starting quarterback. That's a fact. Luke says if Jimmy plays well, that they let him to show other teams what they are getting. So we're primed for a good trade before the draft year. I think so. I think that's sound thinking. It'll be interesting, Luke, to see what Shanahan does. If the Niners, let's say the Niners' first 8 games, we are 6-2 or 5-3, and Jimmy's playing well. He's playing turnover-free football. The team is playing well. If Shanahan feels Trey Lance is ready, would he put Trey Lance in for Jimmy? I mean, that's a big question. And of course, I want to see, the maturation process of Trey Lance through training camp, when the pads are on, when he's actually practicing against the defense, and then also in preseason. I want to see how he does in preseason as well. Let's see. JDW says for how well the Niners played last year under him with all those injuries, his coaching and system is elite. And I agree. The players definitely continue to, stay motivated, and they continue to play for their coach. And I think they respect their coach, and that's why they continue to, play hard for him. Jay says the NBA Finals was crazy. Giannis had 50 points and 14 boards. Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic. He definitely deserves all the accolades he's getting. And, the Bucks look good in the future. The Bucks are set up for success. Good thing Giannis stayed with the Bucks, and now he's a Milwaukee legend. No matter what else happens, Giannis is definitely a Milwaukee legend. So no doubt about that. Redder says Devontae Smith will be great on the Eagles. Yeah, I think he should be pretty good with the Eagles. Yeah, it's all up to Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts can take that next step, I think the Eagles will be fine. Let's see. 49er minded. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, good job, Parag and Lynch. Exactly. Parag is one of the best salary cap czars in the NFL. And Lynch, I think Lynch is a pretty good GM. He hasn't hit on every draft, but on every draft pick, but what GM has. Most drafts, you don't the picks you make, they don't always pan out. It's kind of a crapshoot. But he's had some excellent drafts, and he's had a few picks that were blunders. But I think that you can say that about any GM in the NFL. And I'm glad we have John Lynch, Shanahan, and Parag Marate for sure. And let's see, Redder says the Steelers must pay TJ Watt. Yeah, TJ Watt's an excellent player. He'll be the next edge rusher to get that massive contract extension. Jay says Trent is going to retire as a Niner. That's so good. Exactly. I definitely like that. Luke says Trent Williams' deal is broke into two pieces. After 3 years, we can cut him and we don't have to pay him. It's $65 million guaranteed. That's a great point. Yeah, we do have an out in his contract after the 2 years we have an out, but we would have to pay him $12 million. That would be his cap hit, but I believe we could spread that out over 2 years. So essentially, if we wanted to, it would be a 3-year, $60 million contract, basically. And that $12 million dead cap hit could be spread over the next 2 years. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully Trent stays healthy, continues to play at an all-pro level. And as Jay said, he'll retire as a Niner. Luke says, but if he plays healthy the whole time and good, then we will restructure and continue to pay him. My thoughts exactly. Great minds think alike. Jay says, in regards to Redder, TJ Watt is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. He might be better than JJ Watt. Yeah, I would say so. I think JJ Watt's in the back nine of his career. TJ Watt is entering the prime of his career. So yeah, TJ Watt definitely, he's one of the better edge rushers in the league. Let's see. Jay says, in regards to Luke, he says, we're not cutting Trent Williams. No way it's happening. Yeah, I would be surprised. See, Tommy says, I left Grant, all those Jimmy haters. What's up, everyone? What's good? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be an interesting training camp preseason for sure. The battle between Jimmy G and Trey Lance. The lines are drawn, either your team Jimmy or your team Lance. But it would be different if Jimmy was cut before the draft or traded before the draft. And let's say we brought in a placeholder, a career backup quarterback to compete with Trey, then I'd be like, oh, yeah, let's go with Trey from day one. But clearly the 49ers still see value in Jimmy Garoppolo. Shanahan only has one winning season with the Niners, and that was when Jimmy Garoppolo was healthy for every game of the season. So I think the Shanahan wants to give Jimmy another shot. And also he feels that Trey Lance is not ready. So if Trey Lance isn't ready, you don't want to put him in there for what when you have Jimmy G. So I can't wait, though. I can't wait to see training camp. Let's see. Mostert is not getting traded, Jay. Stop it. Yeah, I hope not. I don't want Mostert to get traded. But there's definitely been rumblings about Raheem Mostert. I'm definitely going to get into that tomorrow's video, talking about Raheem Mostert. But yeah, I hope not, because we don't need to get rid of running backs, especially after Jeff Wilson Jr. Is out until November, December. And that leaves Wayne Gallman, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Sermon, and Raheem Mostert. So I hope not. Jay says at Luke Luna, he's going to play so well now with new pieces that will help him. Let's see. Henry Carrillo, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. He says, what's up, big bro? Do you feel that there's possible pickup pieces we may get just in case Nick Bosa gets hurt? I think our D-line has depth. I've been saying for the longest that I would be interested in bringing in Justin Houston, but the Niners have made investments into the defensive line in free agency. So, we re-signed we signed Samsung. So we re-signed Let's see, Arden Key. We signed Arden Key. We also have Zach Kerr, Maurice Hurst, and still got Eric Armstead as well. And then we also have Jordan Willis. Jordan Willis was suspended, but he will be back during the middle of the season. So I would be surprised if the Niners added a edge rusher of significance like Justin Houston. I would be surprised. I would like that pickup, but I would be surprised because I feel like the Niners have already made improvements along that defensive line. Redder says, who's better at wide receiver, Brandon or Debo? I think right now it's the Ayuk show. Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk right now is a better receiver. Let's see. Jay says, in response to Tommy, he says, these Jimmy G haters think they know football. Well, that's their opinion, man. I respect it. That's their opinion. JDW says, okay, man, I'm going to have to head out. I will keep in touch with you about doing future live streams together. So see you, man. Good luck on the rest of your stream. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through, JDW. Appreciate you coming through, and we'll definitely link up in the future for sure. JDW says, have a great rest of your days. You too, man. Thanks for coming through. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's see. 49er Minded. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Looks like Jay appreciates JDW's contributions to the stream today. Looks like Tommy agrees with Jay. Let's see. Luke says, in regards to Jay, I agree, but say he keeps getting injured and he's not on the field. They padded the contract to protect us, but I trust that he will be good if he plays 70 to 75% of snaps. He's worth every cent. No, I totally agree. And Jay feels like Trent's going to stay healthy the whole year. That's what we hope, though, man. Barack Old Niner, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. First time I've seen you. He says, what's good, Jay? First time checking in. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate everyone leaving a thumbs up for the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay. Shout out to everyone watching on that good old Spotlight Sports Network. And hopefully you enjoy the stream, Barack Niner. Let's see. He says good-ish on Rombo. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming through, man. Hopefully you'll be in on the next stream as well. Jay says in regards to Tommy, they always doubt him. They can't stand him. These Jimmy G haters need to go work at Petco. Oh, man. Redder says, I think Sermon has a very bright future on the Niners. I think so as well. Barack Niner says, team 49ers, period. But yes, team Jimmy, LOL. But when Trey is in, it's team Trey. Exactly. I'm supporting who's ever on the team, who's ever starting. That's what I'm supporting. So if it's Jimmy in at quarterback, I'm supporting Jimmy. If Shanahan decides to go with Trey Lance, Rosen, Sudfeld, I'm trusting the head coach and Kyle Shanahan. Redder says Mostert is aging, so Sermon can replace him in maybe 2 years. That's interesting, and that's also one I want to talk about. I will be talking about that further in my video tomorrow. But yeah, Mostert is in the final year of his contract. I really don't see. I mean, they would only save about. I think Mostert's only making $3 million. It's not like he's making $20 million and he's been hurt a lot. So I think we need as many running backs as we could get. We don't need to be shipping off any running backs. And Shanahan likes to use multiple running backs. He doesn't like to use. We don't have a bell cow running back on this team. And Shanahan likes to use multiple backs. So I think it makes no sense to get rid of Mostert, but there have been rumblings. Luke Luna says Jimmy is going to have his best year. I keep saying it. I've been saying it, and I'll keep saying it. I agree with you. It's like Barack Niner agrees with you. It's like, yeah, I know, right? Tommy says we don't want Mostert on the Lambs. Tell me about it. Yeah, I know. That was terrible news when I heard about Jeff Wilson Jr. Hopefully he'll be back in November, mid-November, December. And I guess the bright side, he's got fresh legs, and at least he's not out for the rest of the year. So I guess you got to look on the bright side about that. Travis Berg, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Over here, it's warm. Yeah, it's like in the mid 80s, late early 90s. For the weather out here. How's the weather out in New York? Like Tommy Huxley feels that the Steelers will have the number 3 defense. I guess we'll see what happens. Barack O'Niner says Tommy thinks that's true. Cleveland Dolphins and Steelers. Yeah, I think when I was saying Samson E. Buke, I think the electricity just cut the mic out, Tommy. I don't know what happened. Redder says, I think Tommy top 10. Okay, top 10 defense for the Steelers. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. I got to catch up. Let's see. Looks like Barack says, out of the 2 wide receivers we have, who's the best, Ayuk or Debo? Looks like Barack O'Niner says Brandon Ayuk. Queen B, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, and I appreciate you sharing my video. Appreciate you. Hopefully you have a good Wednesday. Let's see. Jay says, at Tommy, the Browns are a good team. They are back. They have a good roster, though. Yeah, the Browns are good. Yeah. As long as they keep running the ball, they got a good defense. The Browns will be a problem in that AFC North division. It'll be between the Browns and Ravens, who I think will win that division. And Barack says, Browns D-line is crazy stacked. Queen B says, hey, everyone in here. It's like Tommy feels the Browns won't have a top 5 defense. Interesting. The Remilia Sports Report. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How you doing on this Wednesday, man? Sorry to hear about your running back getting hurt, man. That's terrible news. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So hopefully your running back Akers has a speedy recovery. Tommy feels that Jadeveon Clowney is washed. I don't think Jadeveon Clowney is a great edge rusher anymore. I feel like he just doesn't get enough sacks for me. But you pair him up with Myles Garrett, maybe Clowney will be able to, get more production from him. Maybe because he's on a better roster, better D line. The Remilia Sports Report says, congrats on extending Warner. He's a stud. Exactly. He will be in red and gold for years to come. Let's see. Barack says, where do you place us defense-wise, top 10 or top 5? I would say I'll be conservative. I'll say top 10 for now. I think we're top 10 for now. We'll see how our pass rush is. We'll see, Kinlaw, Armstead, Samson, Bosa. We'll see how they contribute to the team this year, and we'll see if they're dominant at the point of attack. Then I think we can definitely become a top 5 defense. Let's see. Travis says it's warm here. Okay. Let's see. Luke says, in regards to the Remilia Sports Report, sucks to hear about Akers. That's going to affect the way your offense looks, and think that puts the Niners number 1 if they weren't already. That's interesting. We'll see. I mean, they have Henderson and they have a few other backs that don't have big names, but we'll see how the Rams are able to recover from that. Let's see. Looks like Queen Bee says, Jay, been a 49ers fan since adolescent. That's dope. Appreciate you coming through. Remilia Sports Report says, I feel bad for Cam. Hopefully he'll be okay. But we have depth at running back with Darrell Henderson and Xavier Jones. Yep. Yeah, we'll see how those guys turn out. Barack O'Niner says, finally a cool Rams fan. Luke says, Remilia, hopefully he bounces back from it because his future was bright. But we'll see if the depth you guys have can play on the level or at least positive production. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if the Rams running backs, can even if it's not just one player, maybe if they have multiple players that can try to replicate that production of Akers, I think they'll be fine. Better says, I think Rams will sign Todd Gurley back or maybe someone like Le'Veon Bell. we shall see what transpires. I don't know. They have a lot of young talent, unproven talent, and let's see what they do. Hey, Jay, what time is Payo's live stream? Let me know. Let's see. Actually, let's just look real quick. Maybe it's coming on soon. Let's see. Payo's live stream, because I'll probably only be on for a few more minutes. But it was great to talk about Fred Warner's contract extension. I will be live streaming again tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Payo time. He's got a stream today or is that today? No, I think he has a stream tomorrow at 2. But Redder says, got to go. Have a good day. Thanks for coming through, Redder. You have a good day as well, man. Enjoy your Wednesday. Yeah, I heard about that as well. Tommy McVay said he wasn't signing any new backs. Yeah, because they just have some young talent. It's unproven to everyone, but he's seen these backs, and he knows what he can get from them. And I guess we'll find out in preseason and in the regular season. They'll probably use multiple backs. They're not going to just use one back to do everything. I'm sure they'll use multiple backs, kind of like the 49ers. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come on today. I stayed on for longer than I thought. Had a lot of people in the chat. Had some new people coming through. I appreciate everyone coming through. Let's see. We had Barack 09er. I appreciate you coming through. Hopefully you join the Jay in the Bay family. Queen B came through. Travis Berg, Luke, Ramilia Sports Report, Jay, Tommy. Redder came through, of course. Let's see. 49er Minded. Of course, JDW came through. Henry. Appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. I mean, this is, short notice because of the breaking news about Fred Warner's contract. I just wanted to holler at the faithful, the Niner Empire. I just want to see how y'all felt about the big move. 49er faithful came through. Corey Davis. JB&M Sports Fanatic, Hood Scratcher Lady came through. Baker Man, Damian Lee. So I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. Let's see. Ramilia Sports Report says one thing about McVay, he's shown with the running back position, he can plug in almost anyone. We took CJ Anderson off the scrap heap in 2018. That is true. Yeah, that is very true. And CJ Anderson looked good. Yep. Yeah, I do have Insta. Let me put that up. Let's see. There's my Instagram right there. Barack 09er. Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Let's see. Barack 09er says, yes, sir. Already subscribed. Hit that like, y'all. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Hit that like button. Let YouTube and let me know that you're enjoying the content. And yeah, I appreciate you catching the replay, Queen B. No problem. Let's see. Luke says, yeah, he learned under Shanahan. That's why we take undrafted free agents and make them look like studs. Yeah, because it's all about the scheme. Obviously, certain running backs fit better under certain schemes, but Denver Broncos with Mike Shanahan did that a while. They had Clinton Portis. They had a lot of guys, Mike Anderson. They had a lot of guys come in like undrafted free agents, and they just do well in that system. Let's see. Queen B says, Jay and everyone have a blessed rest of your day and week. Same to you. And hopefully everyone has a good rest of your week. And I will be on tomorrow, probably at 1. That time may change, but I'll definitely do a stream tomorrow. Talk a little bit about Raheem Mostert and also talk about the top 10 NFC West players. We'll do that tomorrow. But I appreciate everyone coming through. Looks like Jay has a comment for the Ramilia Sports Report talking about baseball. But yeah, everyone, I appreciate everyone coming through, watching on that good old Spotlight Sports Network. Everyone watching on Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. Everyone who's on Jay in the Bay's Facebook page. I appreciate everyone who's watching on there as well. And, thanks for tuning in to your boy, Jay in the Bay. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Shout out Fred Warner family, 49ers organization for signing Fred Warner to that massive contract extension. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream tomorrow. See you then.